The following is a presentation of the Eagles Sports Network.
Richard Martin here for the Eagles Sports Network as the outdoor track and field season finally begins for the first time in almost 600 days. I'm joined by Director of Track and Field and Cross Country David Needs. Coach Needs, first of all, before we get into outdoor, we got to talk about indoor. And Joseph Areva, Devon Moore had great seasons, of course. Sure. Lots of school records broken or tied in the case of Amanda Lowe and Tia Davis. But who else also stood out for you during this weird and kind of tumultuous indoor season?
Well, you know, we had a lot of people that I was so proud of. And, you know, when you have a limited schedule and a limited situation where you can go, and because of COVID, you can only go to certain places, you really get a chance to look. We were sitting in our staff meeting this morning discussing about how many people really have had much experience with us in track. And so it was just, it's just surprising. You know, I mean, I could name a couple names like Isaiah Wiesby did a really good job starting off the year and finished our region. You know, we certainly Josh Whitaker and Abby Owens did really well also. And then Sterling, you know, just to see him come on as a runner. But, you know, I mean, here's what I would say, too, is that our groups got better in this indoor season. In the season that doesn't count, and the indoor didn't count towards eligibility, so it was really kind of a redshirt year to compete and still try and win a national championship. We had a lot of our athletes that took a step forward and really got better as they went through. You know, Luke Smith got better as a thrower. You know, we had guys like Ray Brugmans that came in and did and added an impact or a different layer to our team. And so you have different people on this team that are really there. And now with outdoor, you get a chance to see some people in their more natural events like hurdlers and throwers and things like that.
You look at outdoor, hasn't been an outdoor meet since 2019 right. Really for most of this team, and most people that did compete in those outdoor meets, they're now coaches right. Now. So what is it going to take? And there's a lot more distractions indoor. Sure. You're in a closed, controlled environment. Sure. Outdoor, there's weather, there's wind, and all that. Has your team really responded with the training outdoor first, and how will that lead over to this outdoor season, hopefully?
Well, we've always said that we're better made for being an outdoor team because of the way that the facility is and everything else. That we have some things that are in our favor with a new jumps pit and jumps area and having access to more things on campus when the weather is nice to get better, to get to a track and to with regularity and kind of have a plan for practice. And so we know that there's some challenges, but as a team, we've always done better. You know, we get a guy like Isaiah Kyle coming that's going to be able to high jump for us finally. We've been waiting for 2 years for this to happen. We got a guy like Christian Schaus, who was an all-region performer that finally is getting to a point where he's going to be healthy enough here in a week or so where he can start getting to a point where he's going to add to who we are as a team. And then you get some of our athletes that are developing, that will develop later into the outdoor season and really start to make an impact. You know, plus you get to start to look at relay teams and things that you haven't done. So, you know, any relay team with Devon Moore on it's going to be pretty fast. You know, and just to look at some options that we have as a team is going to be really good because we're going to really get to show who we are because we get to add hurdles, like I said, and you know, pole vaulters get to compete a little bit more regularly and everything else. And so it's going to be a big part of us establishing identity in outdoor season.
This is your first scheduled trip to Moretz Stadium. Right. Next trip will be for the SAC Outdoor Championships. Like you said with Birmingham, you went there first and then eventually had some come back at this tough competition. This is also going to be a tough competition at one of the best Division II facilities in the right. Southeast. Does going to this place earlier kind of get that championship mindset in motion of, okay, this is what the field looks like, this is what the course looks like, and when you go back there in April, hopefully, they'll be better prepared?
Yeah, because, you know, I mean, almost everybody in our conference is going to be there. So this is a conference meet without being a conference meet. And so for our athletes to know where they need to be in the next month, this is a great assessment. And when we didn't have the indoor championship, we missed that opportunity to assess our athletes and say, this is where they are. So this gives us a really good look at, all right, everybody in our conference that has some quality runners and has some quality throwers and jumpers and everything else, we're going to get to see how you stack up against them and to see what we're going to have to do to adjust training to make sure that they're effective. So when you get to go to Lenore-Ryan, but you get to see teams like Queens and Wingate and Tusculum and all the other teams in our conference, and then you add to the mix a school like Limestone that's new, you really get an idea of where you are. And so then in April, you're coming into that meet saying, all right, this guy beat me last time, or I beat this guy barely last time. What do I need to do to get better to change this outcome?
Coach, thank you for your time. Best of luck this Sunday.
Thank you very much.
Carson-Newman opens up the outdoor season at the LR Bears Open this Sunday in Hickory, North Carolina.